Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get this meeting started. If everybody could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I have none.
We have a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Will you get roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez,
Aye.
Councilman Schindler,
Aye.
Councilman Hedgecock,
Aye.
Councilman Vosberg,
Aye.
Mayor Horn.
Aye. Okay, we'll move on to our next item, awards, presentations, appointments, and proclamations. We have one item tonight, the Fire Department 2023 Annual Report.
Okay. Good evening, council, mayor, city staff, and community. It is my distinct honor to present to you the City of Coalinga Fire Department Annual Report for the calendar year 2023. On behalf of the men and women in the department, I hope you find this report informational to what your fire department does for our community daily. This is the first annual report that CFD has completed in many years, and my first as your fire chief. Like most organizations, we were required to deal with a degree of fiscal uncertainty throughout most of 2023, brought on by inflation and prediction. I need one light, Shannon. That'll work, yeah. By inflation and predictions of significant economic impacts. Though we adapted to these challenges by evaluating and updating processes to stay in front of production delays, supply chain issues, and increased cost of goods and services, we continue to look for new and creative methods in all aspects of our operations to ensure continued fiscal responsibility while honoring our commitment to provide the highest level of public service possible. As CFD works towards continuous improvement in all aspects of fire and emergency services, we will be working to build a strategic plan to help identify any shortfalls and establish a roadmap for the future. Annual reports are designed to highlight achievements while working to correct performance gaps. CFD is looking towards future growth on many levels. Community support is integral to our success as we are here to serve and provide exceptional fire and emergency response to you every day. As you read this report, you will notice some data on fire and EMS operations, training that the CFD members conduct on a daily basis to help sharpen their skills. Our call data and breakdown of the types of calls, call times of the day when we are most busy. You also see the types of programs CFD has to include fire prevention, investigation, and community outreach, which is vitally important to the City of Coalinga. You'll see some major accomplishments and goals that we are setting for this next year and beyond. I hope this annual report gives you an insight into the credible men and women you have serving your community. While the role of the fire service has dramatically changed and increased in complexity over the years, the commitment to serve our community to the best of our ability remains the same. We have many great accomplishments to report on, and one of the primary reasons for that is the success of teamwork. Teamwork between firefighters, city staff, our elected officials, and most importantly, our community members is what makes us a successful department. The department consists of an administrative and operations division. The administrative division includes fire chief and administrative assistant. The operations division is staffed daily with one of three operational shifts, A, B, or C shift. The shifts work a 48-96 schedule and is supervised by a battalion chief. Each shift consists of a fire captain, apparatus engineer, 3 firefighter paramedics, a firefighter EMT, and 2 non-safety personnel that can either be a paramedic and EMT or 2 EMTs. 3 ambulances are staffed full-time with 1 firefighter paramedic and a non-safety EMT. The ambulances are staffed with 2 ambulances in the City of Coalinga and 1 in the City of Huron. Fire apparatus are staffed with a fire captain and an apparatus engineer, or 1 fire officer and a driver operator. The ladder truck is cross-staffed with these personnel as needed. Currently, your Coalinga Fire Department is an insurance service office, ISO rating of Class 3. The last ISO rating that was conducted was in 2018, and we were class 3. I've already reviewed the report, and all the shortcomings and stuff that we had have been addressed in the last 4 years. And so when we do another ISO report, I'm confident we can probably get to a class 2, which will be exceptional for a department our size and the city of our size. Our operations division. So in 2023, the Coalinga Fire Department responded to 3,061 calls for service. The calls for service were made up of 2,664 EMS calls and 397 fire calls. This included 16 structure fires, 19 vegetation fires, 20 rubbish fires, and 44 public assistance calls, as well as a broad range of other calls. The most common are listed in the chart on the right. The chart on the left shows our call volume over the last 5 years, and you can see a steady increase between the years, and we have a 90% of our call volume is EMS related. There's about an 8% increase in call volume from 22 to 2023. As I stated, we provide advanced life support ambulance services to the city and over 1,200 square miles of unincorporated area in western Fresno County. These services contracted to Coalinga Fire Department by the Central California Emergency Medical Services Agency, otherwise known as CCEMSA. We have 3 ambulances, 2 in Coalinga, 1 in Huron, and are staffed 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And on occasion, with per diem staffing, we can put a 4th ambulance into service. The chart on the right is our ambulance revenue. And I just wanted to show this because if you look at 23-24, it's 1.7 million to date as of February 29th. And we still have 3.5 months to go in the fiscal year. Last year we did 1.7 mil total. So we're on pace for about 2.2 to 2.3 in ambulance revenue this year, which is a significant increase in the last 2 years and a major jump from when I first started in 2020 to now. Per CCMSA Policy 405, an ambulance must be responding within 2 minutes of being alerted to a call that requires immediate dispatch. Out of those 2,664 calls that we ran in 2023, we had an average shoot time of 1 minute 4, so we were well below the shoot time goal of 2 minutes. And we had an average response time of 9 minutes, 25 seconds, which is slightly higher than our goal of 9 minutes. But as you can see on the map on the left, we cover a very large area, all the way up to the Monterey County line, the Kings County line in Lemoore, all the way up north and all the way down south to Avenal. So those numbers are pretty good considering our response area. On the fire operations side of things, NFPA 1710 sets our benchmarks and response goals. One of the 2 things that we focus on is turnout time and average response time of your first engine arriving on scene. Our average response time, or average turnout time, was 1 minute 18 seconds, and the goal is 1 minute 20. And our average response time is 5 minutes and 4 seconds, and our goal is 5 minutes and 20. So you can see that we are meeting the NFPA 1710 standard for response times of our fire equipment. So training. Training is an essential component to providing efficient fire and EMS services to the city of Coalinga and our EMS area. The training division directs all training for Coalinga Fire Department's 33 fire and EMS personnel. In October of 2023, Coalinga Fire Department's training division was reassigned from an administrative captain to a battalion chief. All fire and EMS personnel are required to meet minimum standards for certification and training to operate in their respective positions. New firefighters must complete a 240-hour new hire training program during their first year of employment. Fire training is one of the key components of our training division as we respond to all types of fire calls, including structure, wildland, vehicle, trash fires, hazardous incidences, motor vehicle accidents requiring extrication, and technical rescue. These incidents are low frequency but high risk that require the most up-to-date and comprehensive training. In addition to fire suppression training, the CFD Training Division utilizes a comprehensive officer development and succession planning program for all new fire officers and employees. Fire officers include engineers, captains, and battalion chiefs. This training allows CFD to develop competent officers who possess the tools to lead and make important decisions that affect the safety and well-being of their subordinates and the public we serve. This chart just has a little bit of the types of training we do. You can see there's 3,647 total training hours that were documented in 2023 with an average training time of about 2 hours. We do EMS training and fire training, and those are just some examples. The CPR, the EMT and paramedic continuing education, their ALS and PALS. And then on the fire side, we have our officer development training, live fire training, leadership training, vehicle extrication, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of training that goes on in between running calls. Our Prevention and Investigation Division. The Fire Prevention Division is led by a battalion chief and supported by all fire officers. The division is involved in all phases of new construction, from reviewing plans to conducting field inspections on the various fire protection systems. In 2023, CFD conducted over 72 annual inspections at a variety of businesses and occupancy types. On the fire investigation side of things, the Calango Fire Department is responsible for determining the origin and cause of all fires that occur within city limits. The investigation division is supervised by the fire chief, and all investigations are conducted by personnel that have received specialized training in various topics that include interview and interrogation procedures, evidence collection, scene photography, fire dynamics, and firearms training. In 2023, the fire department responded to 62 fire calls. Of those 62 fire calls, 9 were referred to the investigations division, and one of those investigations resulted in arrests and successful prosecution of arson. This was 3 months after the unit was formed. The team members are highly respected and collaborate often with outside law enforcement and fire agencies. Public education. For me, this is a big thing. This is why we're here. The Calango Fire Department prides itself on building strong relationships and partnerships with the community we serve. Every year, the members of CFD are involved in countless public education and community engagements. We are proud to say that 2023 was no different, and in fact, one of our best years yet. We'd like to thank the citizens and businesses of the community for their unwavering support and involvement, because without them, none of this would be possible. I'm not going to read the entire list, because as Jessica and I were making this list and we were writing down everything that we did in 2023, it was pretty cool to see how much we've actually gone out and done for the community. Our achievements for 2023, things we're most proud of. The Calango Fire Department continues to grow, and with growth comes challenges. While maintaining excellent customer service and protecting our community, we were able to face those challenges and provide a continued high level of expectation when it comes to serving the community. Some of our most important achievements of 2023 were appointing 3 battalion chiefs, purchase of a brand new Type 3 fire engine. We went on 6 strike team deployments. We were awarded the Calango Hospital District grant to send 4 EMTs to paramedic school. We were awarded the Calango Hospital District grant to purchase a Lucas automated CPR device. We constructed a new training tower with Sierra grant funding, and we promoted 13 internal positions. That was the most in the history of the department. In order to increase operations and efficiency, we implemented a tablet command, mobile incident command system, and 2-way CAD interface with our dispatch. So now all of our vehicles have mobile MDT terminals to receive the calls, so we're getting more timely, more informative call information than in the past. We swore in 3 fire investigators. Groundbreaking of the new Huron ambulance facility started, and with those 13 internal promotions, we were able to hire 8 new personnel, and most of them were on the non-safety side of the division. So the purpose of this annual report was to highlight the department and our achievements, as well as build a roadmap for the future. In order to reach those achievements, we have addressed these as our most pressing goals for 2024 and beyond. We're going to be implementing a 5-year strategic plan after doing this annual report. It's no longer the days where you can order a fire engine or an ambulance or equipment and have it be here in 12 months. We're looking at 2 to 3 years now. So in order to plan for that, we have to have a 5-year strategic plan on how we're going to be able to to get those purchases in the future. Increased staffing to meet the increase in call volume, mainly on the EMS side. We have been collecting a lot of data lately on missed calls, not just calls we've ran, but calls we have missed in our response area. And we have a void in the northeast section of our response area, which is kind of near Harris Ranch. So one of the goals in the future is going to be try and meet that demand to recover and recapture that missed revenue. We need to replace an aging fire apparatus. I would like to establish a cancer screening and health and wellness program. I think we're long overdue for that. It's time that we, are able to take care of the firefighters that are taking care of us. I want to establish a community emergency response team. For those of you that don't know what CERT is, it's members of the community that receive training from the fire department, and they supplement emergency operations, disaster management type stuff like that. It's 8 weeks of training for community members to learn the basic wound care, packaging of patients, triaging, rehab, and stuff like that. So it's getting the community involved, and it's getting them to supplant the operations of either fire or police at a major incident. So we're going to be starting that hopefully in July. We want to enhance our training tower. We're off to a good start, but there's a lot more type of equipment and props that we can purchase to just build upon the training that they already have. And then last is I'm already in the process of doing this. It's just taking a while with the communication, but partner with the school district to start a Fire Explorer or ROP program to start recruiting future firefighters at a younger age and get them interested and get them involved and get them started in their path of their career. So with that, that is the 2023 annual report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or clarify anything you may have.
Council have any questions?
Can council join that CERT team?
Yeah?
That was a good report.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, how's Huron going?
It's going great. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I apologize. So we haven't quite reached the full year yet of being staffed there, but the call volume is roughly almost a call a day, so 30 calls a month. Sometimes we're averaging more than that. The revenue that I showed with the increase from 2022 to 23 to current is mostly due to Huron.
So, are the accommodations decent in Huron for you guys?
So right now they are at Station 93, which is Fresno County Fire's station, and they are staffed with those personnel while our facility is being constructed. It's a little tight because that station is only built for 2 people and there's 4 in there now. But I'll tell you what, the partnership with Fresno County Fire has been tremendous and they've been very supportive.
And do you have any ETA in when the Huron facility might be ready?
They are telling us that we should take occupancy in December of 2024.
Okay. And have you been involved in like how it's going to look?
Yes,
and,
I've been involved in the whole process from start to finish.
Excellent. And then I just want to say this is an amazing report. I mean, I'm sure this took a lot of time and a lot of effort. These are the reports I love to see. It has everything in there. Can go back and look at it, can look at it for multiple years. And, you know, when you get a report like this, you can just keep it going every year, then it's like, you know, it's amazing to be able to look back and see the progress and see, you know, the numbers of everything and whatnot. So I'm really impressed with this report. Like everything is in there. The public can go back and look through it and be able to understand it because it's full of graphics. It's not just full of text, so you can actually see what you're doing. You know, you guys coming and doing all their public outreach, that's an amazing thing. You guys have been to the library where I work a couple different times. The kids absolutely love it. On the public education side, a lot of, you know, also hand in hand with inspections. How's that going?
It's going really good. Chief Milligan is now in charge of the prevention division, and we had to get some new software to be able to do the inspections, but he's going out there, and we're not looking out there to find violations and find problems. We're out there to educate you on how to make your business safer, right?
Yeah.
So our goal is not to harass you or to fine you. Our goal is to help you make your business safer so you don't suffer a fire and have damage and loss of income and stuff like that. So he's actually been receiving a lot of support and understanding from the businesses that are out there because of that.
Excellent. That's good. And then I really like the idea of the cancer screening and health and wellness program. That's awesome. Partnering with a local, the school system in order to bring up from within, that's like a must needed thing, because it's really hard to get people to come here, if they're not from here. But it seems like we've had a group of people that in the past, not a ton, but some that like grow up here and then they want to do that. And so if we can encourage that, that's really a great thing. And then the 5-year strategic plan, I wish I could see that like department wide. That is so cool that you guys are going to implement that, and I think it's a much needed thing. So I just wanted to tell you that how I think this is amazing, and I appreciate all the hard work.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, and since she's here, I'm going to give a shout out to Jessica. She worked really hard on this, and the rest of the command staff.
Yeah, I figured it as much. You got extra people here, so thank you to everybody that was involved. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I think we're good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to our next item, citizens' comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the city council on any item within the jurisdiction of the council. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern, identify themselves, and use the microphone. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes in accordance with state open meeting laws. No action will be taken by the city council this evening, and all items will be referred to staff for follow-up and report. Citizens' comments submitted in writing by city clerk or to the city clerk by 5 p.m. on the day of the city council meeting shall be distributed to the city council. However, they will not be read. We have any citizens that would like to speak?
Good evening, I'm Hilda Crawford, and I just have something to report about our library. We are partnering with In-N-Out Burger. So it began in March 2nd, and it ends April 13th, and last meeting I totally forgot to bring it up. Anyhow, what it is your child comes in, their ages from 4 to 12, the program is for 4 to 12-year-olds, and they come in and they have a chance to read 15 books. For each 5 books that is read, they get a little gift card from In-N-Out Burger. It's called Cover to Cover Club is what it's called. So anyhow, when they read those 5 books, the parent comes in, they sign them up, and then they're given, we keep track of their names, and they're given a sign-up sheet, or little log that they keep their track of what books they've read. For the first 5 they read, the parent signs their name or their signature and then dates it, and then they come into the library and they retrieve that little gift certificate, and they get a chance of either a cheeseburger or a hamburger. So then the next 5, and then so it's a total of 15 books. The books can be checked out at the library, or they can be read they can read the books at the children's that they happen to have at home. So it's a really neat program. It ends on April 13th. But if you've got a reader at home and they're between the ages of 4 and 12, I suggest to bring them in, sign them up, and they can take it to lunch or dinner. You can have a hamburger or cheeseburger because they get 3 little gift cards and they read the total of 15 books. But thank you. And just come to the library. We're open. Come visit us. For those of you, again, I always stress, if you don't have a library card, come in and sign up for one. If you do not live in Coalinga and you have library cards within the system from far down as Kern County and up to Merced, you're more than welcome to use that library card here. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any,
Good evening, Council. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tina Yaden. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm like freezing in here. I don't know what the problem is. I am coming tonight to share just a couple of things. I am a yoga instructor here in the city of Coalinga, Yaden's Gold Star Wellness. I have a yoga studio out of my home. I have just collaborated with a couple of other wonderful women, and we've started a nonprofit community center. It's called Coalinga's Gold Star Wellness Center. It is on 486 North 5th Street. I do have flyers if anyone wants a little bit of information. We focus on personal wellness programs, aid an individual in improving their mind, body, and soul. We provide services that aim to improve emotional and physical well-being to all who come to us seeking personal wellness. We currently provide several services such as children's dance and movement, a variety of yoga classes, and art lessons. We encourage the community to share their time and talents, as well as promote wellness and connectivity in community. We are in need of volunteers. So if you're interested in getting involved, please see me after this evening ends. I do have some flyers with my personal classes on them, yoga class at the center, keeping the mind healthy and release stress through weekly yoga classes. I just signed up with Tivita. It's a healthcare program, and I am now certified in Silver Sneakers, which is for our older adult population, 65 and over, who are on Medicare Advantage. They get 2 free classes through their health insurance a week, up to 8 a month. And in the summer, I will be opening that up to aqua yoga, which is something I also offer in the summertime to the community. And then once a month, I offer free yoga sampler to the community, which kind of takes you through all the equipment. And I do a free family fun fit hula hooping, rebounding, dancing. It's a whole hour of just fun movement, and it's for the whole family. And I do that once a month. So I wanted to share that. And really quickly, I do want to share that on every Monday afternoon, we are having an issue with traffic on Birch Street, Birch and 5th. The local church gives community food, and they line up in the middle of the street for hours, and they block our parking. I have encouraged them to park in our parking and then back out and proceed, but they are literally blocking the public parking spots. And I have an issue with that, and I'm working with PD and the city on that. But I wanted to share that as well. Thank you.
thank you. Any more citizens like to talk? Council? No? Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to our next item, public hearings. We have none tonight. Number 5 is our consent calendar. We have 11 items tonight. Is there any items that need to be pulled or talked about?
So I'd like to pull item number 5.8 and 5.10 and 5.11.
And I'm going to go ahead and pull 5.5. Any others? Okay, we'll go ahead and proceed. Item number 5 is the notice of completion for the Dirt Alley Paving Phase 2 project. Question is how many phases are there?
This is actually the last phase. We've historically been able to secure congestion mitigation air quality grant funds for alleys. And now we're getting to the point now where there's certain PM10, which is the particulate matter, the PM10 reductions, there's a certain ratio you have to be able to meet. So now that we're getting to kind of alleys that were at one point paved, but they're still in bad shape, they're not quite meeting that criteria under that grant program, and they're not really funding alleys much anymore under that grant program. So we're trying to, we have a list of other alleys that need to be done. We're just trying to look at funding opportunities for that, because we know what our main streets need a lot of attention right now, and so we're really focused on that. But ultimately, we're going to continue to look at the alleys moving forward. But there are some on our radar. But yeah, this is probably much the final of the really, really bad ones. There's probably some other ones that we would consider bad. But I think this is about our third round of different alleys through this program. But now we're running into that problem where they don't quite meet that criteria for the grant.
Okay. Item number 5.8, Councilman Vosberg.
So I just wanted an overview on what this item is and how it's executed.
Sure. So for this item, there's an email attached that I received from Lori with Gimme Love. So in March of 2023, the council authorized the purchase of 400 microchips from Fresno Humane Society to be used by Gimme Love in conjunction with their spay and neuter grant, and the cost was $3,180. So the email from Lori had stated that of those 400 microchips, they were down to less than 50, and so she was asking if the city would purchase additional microchips. I asked her how much the microchips are, and she said they're about $9 to $10 each, depending on where they buy them. So this item would allow them to purchase the microchips, $3,000 worth, and then seek reimbursement from the city.
Okay. And are these, this might be a dumb question, but do these microchips, are they for our animals here? Are they specific for our animals, or do they?
So they're not
How does
specific
this work?
for shelter animals. The shelter animals do receive them before being adopted, if they're adopted out, but they are for Coalinga residents. So people's pets, when they do like vaccine clinics and stuff, and people bring their pet, they can get a free microchip. I know this is something that I was asked before of how do we know that, you know, someone from the canyon doesn't come down and microchip their animal, and we used Coalinga taxpayers' money for it. I guess we don't necessarily know that, but we could have Gimme Love sign an agreement when we prepare the reimbursement that just says they understand that these are intended for City of Coalinga residents.
I mean, you know, if someone from the canyon that's near us comes to Gimme Love and wants their animal microchipped, I think that's great. I just want to make sure that our residents get and I'm not saying that they haven't been. I'm just saying I want to make sure anytime that we're spending money that's from our taxpayers, that we're the ones that benefit from it. And I also wanted to say, I think, you know, they're doing, what they're doing right now is quite amazing. I've been seeing them go after situations and helping out animals. They've been very active on Facebook and other places and we have some issues in town, unfortunately, with people that aren't good animal owners. And it's very sad, you know, and to watch how they address the issues and whatnot. I don't know how they can do it. So, it's amazing, and I'm definitely in favor of you know, spending the $3,000. I just want to make sure that the money goes towards our animals here.
Yeah, if that's the direction of the council, we can add language in there to specify that it's for Coalinga residents.
I would like to see that.
Some of the issue with that, we need to allow at least a few of them. A lot of the residents that live up the canyons, they see loose dogs and they bring them into town. And
Yeah,
they
no,
bring them
I'm
to the
fine with
shelter,
that.
So
Yeah.
you gotta kind of be a little bit lenient.
Yeah, so
Just
how
not
do we
like
do it to where, like,
Huron and Avalon
yeah, I
and
mean, so
Fresno.
how do we do it to where, like, if they come to their place and do it, you know, then that's not a problem. I just don't want, you know, I feel like that I mean, I don't know what's happening. That's why I'm asking questions. Yeah. So I mean, I don't have a problem with people from the canyon coming down and getting there. I think that's a great thing, you know. If you know, because we have a lot. Those canyon folk are part of our community. I figure they're part of our city, but I just want
They're-
to make sure that the lion's share of it gets, you know, used here.
So I know they're outside city limits, but would they have a Coalinga address?
Yeah.
So maybe we just say anyone with a Coalinga address.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 5.10. Councilman Vosberg.
So 5.10 and 5.11, anytime there's a claim for damages, I always just like, the public a lot of times doesn't know anything about what's going on, and I just want to make the situation aware so it doesn't seem like we're glossing over it. So I just wanted to just get an overview on 10 and 11.
Sure. So we received claims for damages by these two individuals who were apparently involved in a vehicle accident somewhere along the Avenel Cutoff. And for some reason, they thought that the person that they were in a vehicle accident with was a City of Coalinga employee. We don't have an employee by the name that they submitted that they were in an accident with. We have no reports of an accident. We have no city-owned vehicles that were involved in that accident. We have no former employees by that name. So the recommendation is to reject the claims.
Okay.
Okay. What would council like to do?
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent calendar
All right. With the modifications to Coalinga
with the
residents?
modification of item 5.8, that, what was it that you had, a city address?
A Coalinga
A
address.
Coalinga address, okay.
I'll second that. Roll call, please.
Councilman Vosberg,
Aye?
Mayor Horn,
Aye.
Councilman Hedgecock,
Aye.
Councilman Schindler,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez.
Aye.
Okay, we move on to item number 6, ordinance presentation, discussion, potential action items. We have none tonight, so we'll move on to announcements, city manager's announcements.
Thank you. I have two. So on Thursday, March 28th at 6 p.m., we're going to have a special city council meeting here to discuss potential Measure J renewal. So it will be a workshop. It's a public meeting, and we encourage as many people to attend as possible. And on April 11th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're going to have a business resource workshop here in the city council chambers that we're partnering with Fresno County EDC to host. So anyone who is interested in opening a business or who has a business and they want to grow their business, we're going to have resources here. There will be people here to answer questions about grants and financing and business plans and business licenses and insurance. And our city attorney will be here to answer legal questions. And so anyone who's interested in opening a business or has a business that they want to grow is invited to attend. The information is on the City of Coalinga Facebook page. And if you missed the information and you need it, you can email info@coalinga.com and we can send you the flyer.
Councilman reports or announcements?
So I would just like to, I heard Sean made an announcement about the new internet company coming in, and I just wondering if he could do the same thing.
You read my
announce it.
mind. I was actually pulling it up, and I was
Oh,
going to ask
perfect.
her to make the
Great.
announcement. Yes, so as we've mentioned before in the past, Unwired Broadband is undertaking an $11 million project in the city to do basically a fiber to the home. They call it Next Gen Fiber within the entire city to every resident and every business. And so we put out a press release on Wednesday, or I think it was a Tuesday evening. We met with Unwired and then Telcon Services, who's kind of heading the project for Unwired. And they're going to be getting construction on installation of all the fiber lines in the entire city. They're expecting to start immediately, and they're hoping to be completed sometime in October. So it's going to be a pretty aggressive schedule. There will be disturbances throughout the community, large equipment. They're going to be doing a lot of boring under sidewalks, under the back of sidewalks. And so we're going to do as much as we can to push information out as we know where they're going to be operating, when they're going to be operating, because they'll be kind of going around. They're estimating up to 2 to 3 crews at one time, depending on the pace. And so, yeah, you'll see crews out. They'll have information on their trucks. If there's any concerns you have, you can reach out to City Hall, or you can reach out to them directly. This is basically Unwired's project. We're just issuing an encroachment permit to allow them to work within the right-of-way. But if you have any questions or concerns, there's contact information on the press release as well. And there'll be it looks like we'll be doing a groundbreaking here sometime in early April, and we'll put out a second press release for that once we've confirmed the times.
And can we get a snapshot of their, they have a thing on their website that shows like different areas that are going to be activated and when. And it seems like that some of them are coming rather soon. And so if we could link to that, or maybe include a graphic on our website or on our Facebook page, just to show people, when their area will be available.
Yeah, we can
Might be
provide a
helpful.
link. We'll try to create some type of page because we're hoping to provide ongoing real-time information in terms of like where they're going to be at in terms of construction. So they kind of have an idea, but once we get that information, we've got a group email with everyone getting that information and staying in communication with them as well. So contractors should be hanging door knockers and communicating with the residents. So it may not be a personal contact, but there will be door knockers, so look for those. Get an idea of when they're going to be in your area. Like I said, there will be construction activity going on. They're going to do their best to keep sidewalks open. So, there you go.
I'm guessing that's Larry back there?
That is Larry. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry. Perfect.
Yep. So we'll make sure we'll link some of that to the to our website.
Okay, move on. I have no announcements for tonight other than the circus is in town at Olson Park. So if you're interested, they have the prizes and times down there. Are there any future agenda items? Council? Good. Okay. Seeing there's none right now, we're going to move on to our closed session. We have 2 items tonight. That being said, we're going to adjourn this meeting. Thank you.